What's going on, everyone? It's the original WHiggaz comedy podcast with your boy Cliff Focus and Uncle Dusty. On this podcast, we don't know what the fuck we're doing. I said don't curse too much, and I opened it up with one. Beautiful work, Cliff. Beautiful work. You know what I mean? I just gave Dusty advice. I said, Dust, listen. I said, let's try not to curse it much. Let's try not to curse as much. And then I'm like, hey, fuck, how are you? Let's go here. What the fuck? Come on. You know what I mean?
Like a coach, bro.
So we're gonna try. We're gonna try to work on the cursing. We're gonna come up with little code words for certain hot button words, and that. Anybody that wants to call in, the number's there. If you want the StreamYard link, we can get it to you for your video for you to video in. Anybody who happens to call in, just understand you're roastable. Anything can happen, and you could get cut off at any moment. Just to be clear, you know what I mean? That's just the name of the game.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
But what's good, Dusty?
Yeah.
What's the word, Dust?
How you doing? I'm living the good life, dude. I'm living the dream. You know, I had a good movement. I just had a good movement. You know, that's important for a 42-year-old man these days.
Of course.
You know, I had to scoop up a bunch of throw up. Bernard threw up last night. You know.
Yeah, I seen that Facebook post. The dog left you a 5-course meal on your bathroom floor.
Jeez, man. It was so heavy. And on the plastic spatula, what do you call that? The bounce? What do you call that? It's like a javelin. You remember Lamar from Revenge of the Nerds, bro? When he was doing it's like that.
Yeah. Yeah, you needed a snow shovel for that shit.
Man.
You know what I mean?
We can't keep anything in this house, but I'm making everybody, bro. I'm making everybody. They have to pay for everything separate now, man. We're all grown adults. I've talked to you. You know, my kids are grown. My son still lives with me. But I buy food that I want. It goes right here. This is my room. Bobby, my wife goes, shit. Really? She called me this morning. She goes, you got any bread? She goes, I said, how many pieces you want? I'll be right back. And I went in and she goes, really, Dusty? She goes, this is 88-cent bread. I go, it's not the price, man. It's the point. It's the
principle. It's the principle. And it's the price a little because anybody who's been poor, if you've been poor at any point in your life, you're always afraid of being poor again. You know what I mean? Like even if you're doing good, you know, even if money's good, there's food in the fridge, you're doing all right, the lights are on, the internet's running, there's still that fear because like I tell my girl all the time because my girl, like, you know, her father's a little bit nutty and did some damages in whatever ways he did, like all parents do in some way, but she had that nice solid foundation growing up. You know what I mean? Like that's just solid 2 parents, no drug addicts. You know what I mean? You know, so she don't get it. Like I try to tell her, man, like even when we're not broke, I live like we're broke sometimes. You know what I mean? I'm like, you gotta eat this before it goes bad. You see this right here? Let's all work on that. You know what I mean?
Yes,
you know?
Fucking A. Yeah.
My brother,
and like to this day with with leftovers, bro. Like I'll let them sit in there, even if I'm not eating them. They're not getting thrown away right away. I mean, them bitches are gonna be in there. They're gonna be in there. And I made myself eat that chicken cacciatore that I'm calling.
Floor?
No.
My man, listen. I'm afraid of being poor too, bro. But I'm not going as far as eating the 5-course that your dog threw up. You know what I mean? Dust was like, I've been broke, man. Yo, I gotta do this. It's still edible. You know?
It was still hot, bro. It came out hot. And then after I did the video, it was the juices started leaking, bro, and it made me nauseous. I was like,
bro, I seen that shit on my timeline on Instagram.
Yeah.
At Uncle Dust Comedy and at Whitest Guy.
Yeah.
But I see, bro. I got no stomach for shit like that, bro. You know what I mean?
I don't blame you.
I don't know what it is, bro. I've always been a hoe with like puke and shit.
I am too. Yeah.
You know?
With smells, I'm not good, bro. And I'm like, when people thought like farting is funny, to a point, bro. But when they're like rotten and it's over, bro, it's just I can't put a stomach turn. You know, and
hold on, you're busting up. You're busting up a little.
It just is no good, man.
You heard Dusty? You're busting up.
I said it's just, but yeah. Are you fucking with me? I don't know. Hello?
No,
over now. Over.
No, for real. Dead serious. You're good now. You're back on. You're back on point now.
Is it good?
What were you saying? Like you didn't think farting was funny because your nose was real strong? Like is it basically?
Yeah, man. Like I remember in a GI Joe. You remember those GI Joe tents, man? Were you? Well, there was GI Joe tents, and I got one, and we would put it up in the living room, even if we couldn't go outside, because I was like 5 or 6.
Yeah.
And we were in there. We jam. Remember, you used to build forts and not farts, forts, and we jam all the pillows in there, like the couch cushions. And I remember we were sitting there playing the little video game, like where it just has the plastic car that just moves back and forth, and the road just goes.
Yeah. That was like my first experience with a video game, I think, actually.
Yeah. It was like before the Atari, before in television.
No, you would just sit it on your lap. It would sit like on your lap or in between your legs. And yeah. Of course.
And I remember I cut beef, man, and didn't think nothing about it, but all the windows were shut. And I remember having the gag reflux, man. And I cried, bro.
You talk about it in a GI Joe, like that, like a GI Joe tent and a mean, dense childhood fart. You know what I mean? Those strong, bro. That man, bro. That's some German type. You know what I mean? But
yeah.
You know what I mean?
BDSM. BDSM.
That's painful. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And it didn't have the plastics up. You know what I mean? So it just was like a blob. And so I couldn't get out, man. And I remember just panicking and throwing up. And I like
trying to get out on your hands and knees and shit. All right, check this out. So real quick, bro. Let's jump into this. We got 3 people on right now. I don't know if anybody remembers this. I was fairly young, but I remember hearing of it. And this is to illustrate, right? People, we give us too much credit sometimes for where we are now as a society, and then we also take away credit too much and be like, oh, we're so stupid now. We're so this, we're so that. It's always been that way. Humans are stupid. People forget we're just like bears that figured out how to make computers. You know what I mean? Just chimpanzees with a little more brain power. But do you remember the Cabbage Patch riots of the 80s or no?
I don't.
All right. So this is when the Cabbage Patch dolls first came out. You know, I took some things, I put them together. You know what I mean? Did a little sizzle reel. You know, there might be some stuff added. You know what I mean? So anyway, here we go.
I want to see it. I want to see
example of pre-Christmas selling hype to hit America. Cabbage Patch dolls.
It's a heart-wrenching scene.
A full-grown woman taking a doll out of a child's hand?
Welcome to another holiday shopping season. When the doors opened at this Wilkes-Barre, Pennsylvania store, the pushing and shoving began. One woman was knocked to the floor and suffered a broken leg. This scene has been repeated in hundreds of stores across the country that advertise the Cabbage Patch Kids.
I missed work. I'm late for work to get this for my little girl. I'm not going to tell my boss.
So let me read this real quick for the listeners. There's a black guy that got a Cabbage Patch doll for his daughter, and it says racism fact. This is Jerome Leroy. All he was doing was trying to get his kid a Cabbage Patch. This led to the stereotype that still is repeated to this day. He was late for work that day, and racism just goes, you know how it goes. It's sad, man.
Listen, here's what it is.
You know what I mean?
I'm trying to get there now.
Matter of minutes, it was over. You did not get a Cabbage Patch doll this morning.
No, I did not.
How badly do you want one?
Very, very badly.
This woman told us she was going to bring her sisters from Nebraska and Illinois. We sniffed blow all night. He left with 5 Cabbage Patch dolls.
Oh, shit. That reporter's not playing games, bro. You seen that?
Yo, what the fuck? Holy shit.
You seen that? Dude. women were bartering for Cabbage Patch dolls. Look at this. This is crazy, bro.
Yeah, I remember this.
Look at all this craziness. For people just listening, they're showing scenes of the riots from 1986. I mean, they call them riots, obviously tame in comparison to riots we've seen in history and even current history. But they're all fighting. People are throwing boxes at each other. Some lady got there were multiple injuries. I know there was like hundreds of injuries countrywide. You know what I mean? From this crazy shit. Hold on, let's go back. Where's my reporter? Let's go back to my man real quick.
Who is gonna bring?
You did not get a.
This lady really wanted that Cabbage Patch doll, man. She's willing to put in work.
Trying to get there now.
That goes.
Matter of minutes, it was over. You did not get a Cabbage Patch doll this morning.
No, I did not.
How badly do you want one?
Very, very badly.
This woman told us she was gonna bring her sisters from Nebraska and Illinois. We sniffed blow all night. They left with 5 Cabbage Patch dolls.
Hey, man, that was crack in '86.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That was before the big crack wave too. So, you know, all those Karens, you want to judge people, you know, for drugs, or meanwhile, Karens are sniffing coke. They wasn't doing crack, but they looked down on crack at that time. Who's this? Was that Karate Kid right there? Karate Kid's enemy? Who's that right there? Look at this 80s chick right here. Look at her right here. Yo.
It is.
You know, she was going home doing aerobics. You know what I mean? She was probably banging Jerome that we just seen on the side. You know what I mean?
Yo,
you already know.
What was her name? Olivia Newton-John was big at the time.
Yeah. Jane Fonda had the workouts.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? The Hold on. Let's see what my man Nick just commented. He's laughing. I was more of a garbage pail kid. Oh yeah, the garbage pail kids. Those were that's the truth right there.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? I was all up on those garbage pail kids when I was a kid, man. You know?
Man,
knows my shit too. Knows my shit too, but we'll talk about it in the future. But My Pet Monster.
My Pet Monster. What was that?
You don't remember My Pet Monster?
What channel was that on?
Stop playing with me, bro. It was mainly I think it was mainly a toy. I don't think it was one of the ones because a lot of the things from the 80s were actually toys first, and then they became cartoons.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't realize that. Like a lot of stuff from the 80s, they were actually like nowadays, you know, usually it's cartoon first, then toy, you know, merchandise comes second. But a lot of the stuff in the 80s, they literally created like entire toy lines and wrote storylines, like backstories for toys, and then they became, you know, cartoons and all that. But hold on, I can't believe you're telling me that you do not remember My Pet Monster right now, bro. That's upsetting, man. You don't remember My Pet Monster? You don't remember this dude right here?
Wait a minute.
Come on, bro.
He looks familiar. He looks like is this like around the time of Fraggle Rock? What year was this? 85?
I'm gonna see. I want to say it might be a little older, and maybe that's why you don't remember it as much, because we got like that couple year difference in age. You know what I'm saying? So like maybe like I was like 86. Nah, this is like the same year as the Cabbage Patch and everything else.
Man.
I was like, I can't believe you that, bro. My Pet Monster, bro. I used to like that was like the first toy where like he was kind of big, like it was decent size. You know what I'm saying? So like I used to wrestle with him. You know what I mean? Like, you know, practice wrestling when I was a kid. And also, I can't believe you did. Wow, bro, that's crazy to me. I can't believe you don't know My Pet Monster.
The 80s were good, man. There was so many toys in the 80s, man. Like this could happen because there was so much good stuff. It wasn't like today where the Pokemon or there's like one thing that dominates. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It was actually like probably like pound for pound. I don't think there's any doubt that the 80s was like the main era for like the toy explosion. I would say, man, because it started with Star Wars, right? They were one of the first ones that like started making toys out of like, I don't know if it started with them. Let me not, because there's probably some toy historian right now that's like, actually. So you know what I mean? Check me on it. You know what I mean? But I know like you know they made Pound Puppies, of course. My man P, Daniel Nieves, that's my brother right there. Pound Puppies, yeah. My Pet Monster though, man, I'm upset, bro. I can't believe. All right, so check this out. Before we get too far removed from there was this nurse, all right. I'm not sure where she was from. Like maybe like Alabama or North Dakota or somewhere, probably somewhere super Caucasian, but wherever the Cabbage Patch birth facility is. And this terrible nurse got in trouble for gendering Cabbage Patch dolls. you know, and you know, I myself, I'm outraged, but let's watch the story about it. It's kind of crazy.
Whether it'll be a girl or determines whether it'll be a girl or a boy. Say pink, pink for girls or blue, blue, blue for boys. Okay, you ready? 1, 2, 3.
First of all, is this nurse really sitting here gendering these children, right? Like these Cabbage Patch dolls, they're not. How can you decide before they're even born? I don't know. This type of stuff is hard,
bro.
It's hard for me to.
I need a boy's name.
Oh, you know what? Hold on. For those just listening, that are gonna check this on Spotify. This is a fake nurse, a nurse at a Cabbage Patch factory, and she's giving birth to the Cabbage Patches. She's horrifyingly gendering them, which is disgusting. Her name is Nancy Muff Dive, and she's a conservative. So hold on. So let's go on. Let's watch the rest. We'll go to the rest.
I need a boy's name. All right.
And on this slide, it says Nancy Muff Dive, domestic terrorist. This is not the first time she was suspended in 2015 for not receiving consent before exposing the buttocks of a Cabbage Patch doll. Yo, man, this got to stop, man. You know, R. Kelly, her, Cosby, it's all the same, if you ask me. I mean, this Cabbage Patch deserves dignity, too.
Yeah.
You know?
I agree.
And they're showing a video of her flashing. Look at this. Look at this. Look at this. Bare buttocks without consent.
Oh, come on, man.
Oh, wait, you hear this? Oh, my God, look at this. They're showing a video that someone slowed down. You could actually hear the Cabbage Patch whisper in her ear, I'm non-binary. Listen, if you listen really close. Look. Wait. Hold on. Wait. Let's listen close. Wait. I hear it. I hear it.
I heard it, man.
Oh,
100, dog.
Without a doubt.
Burner at the stake.
So,
Burner at the stake.
If you ask me, at this point, this isn't conspiracy. You know what I mean? You can hear it clear as day. The baby, the Cabbage Patch. All right. If it even identifies as a baby, I don't know if it identifies as a baby, a toy, a doll. I don't want to what would misspeciesify it? I don't know.
Yeah,
that would be. But
that's
clear
correct.
as day, that baby leans in and whispers, I'm non-binary. So in my opinion, this nurse should be fired. Okay.
Definitely.
And if not brought up on charges. I mean, that's just how I feel about it.
Without a doubt, dude. Burner at the stake, man. Let's
see what else we got in the live chat real quick. See what we got. My man Crypto Cast said He-Man and Masters of the Universe started that. That's They definitely, I think they definitely started the the toy storyline cartoon. Yeah, I think he's right about that.
Yeah.
I think he's
shout out Beastmaster. Who else?
Orko. That's actually an interesting conversation. My man P said first toys ever was made of marbles and clay and rocks. Hashtag facts. That is a fact. Damn, that shit went down the wrong pipe. Did you see the new Masters of the Universe at all, or hear people talking about it at all?
I heard people talking about it. I ain't seen it though.
Yeah. Kevin Smith did it. You know Kevin Smith, right?
Yeah, from the Clerks.
And yeah.
Yeah.
And it was good, right? All right, spoiler alert for the new Masters of the Universe. It was good, but He-Man got killed in like the first 2 episodes, right? Or like Thor killed, right? And then it was I forgot her name. I don't think it was She-Ra. I forgot her name right now. And it was like basically very female centric, right? So you had all these dudes online, you know, the same dudes that used to cry when woke people try to say things are too masculine. Now these momos are running around online going, oh, get woke culture out of He-Man and this, that. Yeah, and I get it to a degree, because to a degree it makes sense. It's not like something that doesn't make sense. But here's the thing: was it a good show? That's all that matters. You know, it was well done.
Yeah.
He-Man came back at the end a little bit. They definitely showed He-Man as Adam. You know, right? That's his name before He-Man.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
As Adam, a lot more than He-Man, and they definitely made him like real. you know, like real soft and like. So I could see like if you're looking, you know, to be anti woke culture, you're gonna find it there. But then,
oh yeah,
this is where it circles back for me. He put his daughter as the lead voice actress in the new show.
Oh
you know
yeah,
what I mean?
he's been doing that though. He's been putting his daughter in a lot of things, man.
That's
they
dope,
made
though. You know what I mean? I like that part of it.
Sure. You can put your kids in this shit. I mean, put your kids in it, man.
So what do you think, though? Do you think, like, do you lean more towards like, you know, the new momos or the woke momos on that?
I think they all need to go. You know what I mean? Go get some pussy.
Just let people do what they do, basically, right? Like,
yeah. I mean, I don't care. Do what you do, man. I mean, do what you do. I can tell you right now, I'm never gonna get the same. What am I gonna do? Go watch it and think it's gonna be the same as it was in the 80s? I was a little kid. I mean, when I look back at it, it's pretty freaking homoerotic, my man. And just like a lot of things that we did, wrestling, a lot of things.
Wrestling,
a lot of things.
Sure, bro. I didn't realize it like when I was like, you know, I got out of wrestling fairly young, you know, but I definitely loved it during like the whole, you know, Andre the Giant, Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, like
dude,
that.
You couldn't tell me nothing. I got thrown down flights of stairs, bro, by my grandpa trying to get me to go to church, and I'm over here trying to watch Hulk Hogan. You know what I mean? And
I thought you were trying to say like your grandpa was like into it with you. And then like would watch wrestling.
No.
And he would just start fucking throwing you downstairs and body slamming you like, come here, boy. You know what I mean? Like,
no. He was not about that life. He was not about that life. He would give me build stuff. That's about what we did building. He taught me how to cut meat and that type of stuff, but he wasn't about.
So you had to cut.
You know what I mean? He wasn't about that. Yeah, you know what I mean? He'd pull me on the side and say, hey, he caught me in the closet, bro, when I was trying to find my sexuality with Tammy Levitt down the street. And we were probably Tammy
Levitt. Shout out Tammy Levitt. Wherever you want.
Shout out Tammy Levitt. Vegas, stand up, Tamal Court. And I was trying to and her brother Ryan, they had like 10 relatives, they had like 10 brothers and sisters, Mormon family, bro. Mormon family. But I was trying to put it in her belly button. You know what I mean? I thought that's where it went. Did you think that was where it went? I thought that's where it went. I mean, at that age, I was like, I don't know what I watched to give me that idea, but I just thought because mine stuck out, maybe hers was, it just made sense that it'd be yeah, it'd be like, I don't know. You don't know anything. I think, thought Noah, was splitting the Red Sea and all this other stuff at church. And then I came home, was like, I want to, you know what I mean? Tammy's over here with her red, and she had red hair, dude, another fire crotch, bro. Come on. Well, I mean, I don't know if she ended up with, you know what I mean? We were like 6 or 7. So I don't know if she had, there was no hair on the field.
So what did Grandpa do?
Oh, Grandpa pulled me out of the closet. He pulled me out and just sent us on our way. Probably carried me down the stairs by my hair. He would one hand me and just like a dog. You know how you carry your dog by the back of the neck, or like a mom does. Like, he would do that with my red hair, dude. He would, because I had long, long red hair. He'd pick me up and just, I think we're gonna go down here, and it was a flight of stairs. Into the
we're gonna go down here.
Yeah, and I would be like, and I learned to stop kicking and screaming, because you'd start, you know what I mean? Like when you start swinging like a tether ball, and it's like motion, and you just keep going
10 times
like
worse.
A wrecking ball. Yeah, and I'd start kicking, and it would just, I'd go all over the place, and Grandpa was just stand hand like that, bro. Like you couldn't. He wouldn't even bother to be like, quit swinging, it'll hurt more. He was just like, this is where we're going, dude. Do what you got to do.
I got the hair and I got the ears. Mom Dukes with me was vicious on the, bro. I thought that woman ripped my ears off a couple times, bro. Like she would like, and not just grab it and pull it, like, you know what I mean? Like she would like twist that shit up and then grab the base of the ear with her nails almost, like, you know what I mean, bro? Like, bro, the beatings we got in up to the 80s, right? I would say the 90s is when that all kind of changed.
Yeah.
Like going towards the 90s and up is when they started, like, you know what I mean? But the beatings, bro.
Yeah. Well, now you can call the cops or I don't, yeah. I think around the 90s, sometime that they were like, you can call the child protection. That's the first time I heard about child protection agency from somebody, where it was like, you can call, but I was like, you called them? Like, I mean, I never met somebody that called them, but like you could call them on your parents. That would never occur that would not occur. It would be not good. It would not be good.
If I called the cops, called the cops on my fucking mom after a beating, bro, I probably wouldn't be alive. There's a good chance I wouldn't be living. This podcast wouldn't exist. There would be no original WHiggaz. You know what I mean? And that was pre-Wigga. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know, that was like, I was like a little interested in certain hip hop, but I was more like, I was on my Metallica and Megadeth wave when I was like 7, 8, you know what I mean? Like in that, like, you know, in that pocket, you know. Nick actually, Crypto Cass, who might get with us on producing the show a little bit. That's commenting. He's commenting he's saying a whole bunch of things. He actually, I know him since I was like 6 or 5. You know what I mean? Okay. So we knew each other since way young, and then like, you know, life takes you different directions, you know what I mean? But then we see each other here and there. But you know, I know him for shit, bro, like going on 30-something years at this point, you know what I mean? Listen, do me a favor, before we watch the next video or get into the next conversation, just pop your headphones on, because every once in a while I hear the echo. And when I try to upload it on Spotify and all that, it's gonna screw us up. I just want to wait till we were like, you know, semi done with that convo. But listen, anybody out there watching, if you want to call in, you want a link, I can send you a video link. You can hop on for a couple minutes, chop it up with us. You know what I mean? We here. And just so everyone knows, we're going to be taking the podcast. We're going to do it live every Wednesday at 8:30. Then I'm going to leave it up for a few hours, do some quick edits. All right, chop it down a little bit, trim the fat a bit, take out any technical difficulties, then re-upload it on Thursday afternoon, and then clip it up from there for Instagram and Facebook and TikTok, and also start uploading the clips on YouTube as well. A lot of people that follow us, they're on Instagram. Little by little, we're trying to get more people over here to YouTube. So any support, any help with that, we appreciate everyone. You know? All right, so I wanted to show you this. I made you take a little peek at it earlier. Now, this is relevant. This is, and I got to dance around this a little bit. This is relevant to something else that happened recently and why we can't just decide that we're going to put full trust in things. It doesn't mean we shouldn't do something if we think it's right for us, but trusting entities, especially ones with 3 letters and, you know, along those lines and, you know, things like that. So check this out. Anyone watching, comment. This is ridiculous. This was snuck in. I caught this snuck in on another YouTube video. Like, not like this part wasn't advertised. It's not like there was a YouTube video, right, where it was like this subject. Like, this was like the YouTube video was named something else, and this was like the second half of that video. You know what I mean? So, Pete.
Medical headline, the FDA approving a controversial drug for a sleep condition?
Yes, yeah, absolutely. And controversial in all caps, Amy. This is a drug that is basically GHB. In the 80s, people may remember this reputation as a, quote, date rape drug. Like,
you may remember, like you said to me earlier, you may remember the date rape drug. Like, I mean, bro, we were warned about this. Women were warned about this. This is post Quaaludes, but like this was like the next step after Quaaludes, basically. They were like, oh, we can't, Quaaludes are illegal now. And then basically bang. So anyway, watch the rest of this ridiculousness.
Like many other drugs, it's been found to have some therapeutic benefit in certain situations. The FDA just approving this to treat a very specific sleep condition called idiopathic hypersomnia. It comes with major risk profile, a very high potential for abuse and serious side effects, a huge price tag costing about $100,000 a year. But for some people, it may offer some therapeutic benefit, but controversial is an understatement.
You certainly don't want it to fall in the wrong hands.
Oh, God, bro.
So
help us all.
So for anyone that just popped on, we just watched a video where they, you know, just around the same time where they approved something else, the three-letter organization that just approved something else just approved a drug that is basically the same exact thing as GHB, right? GHP or B? Remind me.
GHB.
GHB, I thought so. As GHB. Okay, and they just approved it because it's, you know, probably has some therapeutic use for certain sleep disorders. GHB, for those that aren't familiar, you might be a little older. You might not have grew up in the era where it was, you know, around as much, but it was the number one drug used for date raping. More than anything else, it was named the date rape drug. You know, so it's not like Quaaludes where people used it for that sometimes, and they also, you know, got high with it. It was predominantly used in nightclubs to drug women, and I'm sure men. I'm sure a couple men caught it up the booty hole. Maybe got some AIDS or something.
Yeah,
but
and for sure they had GH. You know what they're doing? You know what this is, brother? This is when Big Pharma, the first thing that they
Huge
bring
price
out, whatever
tag
drug it
costing
may
about
be.
100.
My bad.
It's
Say
when
that
they.
again,
It's
bro.
when they. I said it's when Big Pharma brings out whatever drug, right? Doesn't matter what it is. They always find or say another use, right? Like I know that the age drug, it also works on your hair, on like people balding, so they rebrand it. It's just like anything else. They rebrand it and push it back out for different things. So now they're trying to push it for what is this shit? Sleep apnea? I mean, I never even heard of this, dude. This is like some new idiopathic hypersomnia. Like, it's like they just made that up. They just made that up, man. You know what I mean? They just sat around and were like, call it this, and we can repump all that. You know, they probably got this stuff sitting in warehouses and silos somewhere, bro. You know, by the millions of pills, man. You know, and 100,000 a year, my man. I mean, that's expensive. That means insurance probably doesn't pay for it. That's going to be just cash, bro. Cash. You know, is cash.
It means that only wealthy people will be able to afford it, right? Which therefore means that if it does fall into the wrong hands, as with almost anything else, there'll be some type of classism involved or racism involved because of economic differences. Yeah, you know what I mean? So like on so many levels.
And what are they cutting all the pills with right now, Cliff? Fentanyl.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And this is another thing. All the kids, this is the generation of pills, man. Like, I missed that. I missed the boat until I was grown. And then I was like, then I messed with, you know, the pain pills and then blah, 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 and got into it and this and that, man. Caught a mean habit and all that good stuff. You know what I mean? But that's for another show.
Yeah. I mean, drug wise for me, like I was never addicted to anything. You know what I mean? But I did a little bit of almost everything. You know, like, you know, I didn't do heroin. I didn't do meth. I didn't do crack. You know what I mean? Those were like the three things that I, you know, kind of veered away from, you know, but I, you know, I did a lot of psychedelics, you know, I sniffed, for sure. You know, 20, 30, 40 times in total, probably, you know what I mean? Like, you know, thank God alcohol almost got me. Alcohol almost got me. That's about it. You know,
well, you're here with us.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing.
And you more so.
Oh,
you know, because you went through a run.
I enjoyed it.
I bet you did, bro. It's very enjoyable to be fucking a complete and total train wreck. You know what I mean?
Spiraling out of control, bro. Just spiraling.
Bro. I mean,
just a piece of shit, bro.
Think about it. Like, it's horrible. You know what I mean? It's horrible, and you hurt people, and you hurt yourself, you know, and all that. But nothing's more fun than just being a complete fucking wreck.
It's the best, dude. It's the best. Just not caring about anybody but yourself and how you're feeling. And let's take it to the limits, man. I don't care who knows and get out of my way because I'm coming through, dude. Steam rolling. Dusty's all hopped up and he's ready to do the town. Let's do it, brother.
Straight up, bro. You know what? Actually, we were gonna get to this later, but maybe we'll do this one now because it kind of slides into it a little better. You know, I just come across random things. I'm really not sure what the total point of this is. Super enjoyable in my opinion, but maybe I'm just a sicko.
Let's see it.
This is my photographs.
For the people listening, only is a drunk guy. He's at a party. He has one beer. Everyone's laughing with him a little. Now he's all whacked. He's pouring beer on the barbecue. He's walking in the house now. He's touching pictures on the wall all drunk, giving devil horns. Somebody's kid comes up to him. He starts spinning them. He's spinning. Bye! Yo, this man took this kid and spun him full force into the wall.
Head first, bro.
Oh, he's drunk. He's walking outside by himself now. He's leaning against the fence. It's raining. He's extra sad, right? And then you would think it's like an ad to not drink. But the last words at the end of the ad are, it's not the drinking. It's how we're drinking.
Yeah.
So it's like, and that makes sense in a way. You know what I mean?
Hey,
but
it's like go hard in the paint, but don't throw kids is what they're saying.
Yeah.
They're like, hey, the rest of it, argue with Uber drivers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Throw up everywhere. Just don't throw. And it's I didn't even think it might not even be his kid. It's just a kid.
No, that's what I like. Like I get uncle. I get uncle vibe. Like if you look at it, I'll watch it again real quick. It looks like he comes up to him like, "Hey, uncle." Yeah, I don't think it's a stranger's kid. He seems like familiar with him in a way, but not his dad. You know what I mean? Airplane, 9/11 airplane.
Building 7, dude. Didn't happen.
Oh my God, bro. Oh my God. So just remember, guys, it's not the drinking, it's how we're drinking.
Look at little Red's face, dude, on the couch when he's right here before this.
Yeah.
She wants
before this. You said,
she's when he.
Let's look into it. Where's she at? Show me. How far back?
Keep going. When she's on the couch and they're all watching.
Redheaded girl on the couch.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah.
Oh, she's loving it. Oh yeah.
She's next, dude. She's like I call next, dude. I got next.
It looks like, I don't know. Maybe that, but it also looks like she might be rooting for it. Like she might be like, I hope he throws this little kid into the wall. Like maybe he did something earlier. You know what I mean? Maybe that's like her first little fight. They're like 7-year-old boyfriend. Interracial young couple. You know what I mean? Like they didn't kiss, they didn't do anything. They just like, oh, that's my boyfriend. That type of young thing. Yeah. It looks like I'm telling you, bro. Look at her eyes, bro. It looks like that's how my wife looks at me when I'm doing dangerous stuff. It's like I just hope something goes wrong right now. Right, one side to the road. Put him in between. Put him in the wall in between like a little dresser and sheetrock.
Just full mount. Let him walk it off, dude.
Jesus, bro.
He's good.
All right, let's remove that.
You know what I would? Hey, word is bond. I'd have picked him up and laughed real hard and be like, ha, 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 ha. I'd have done that, Doc. You know how you do it when you want to make the kid laugh, so he stopped. Well, that kid's out cold, so I guess this doesn't apply. This doesn't apply.
You think he's sleeping? He's asleep, right?
Yeah,
he's definitely.
I'll take it. I can't. I'll take him to bed, and you just.
He's definitely sleeping. You're right, but that would be exactly what I would do too. Like just all drunk, like funny, right? Like come on, if you laugh, everything will be all right as long as you laugh, as long as the victim laughs. You know what I mean?
Yes. If the victim laughs, no crime. Everybody knows this.
Oh my Lord, bro. Bro, I seen that. I was watching that. That randomly came across while I was looking, bro. That's
a gem.
I screamed. I was by myself. Middle of the night, I was down here hollering, laughing. Like I don't know, man. It's not the fact that he's getting thrown into the wall that's so funny, which is part of why it's funny. But it's like, who created that, right?
I don't
know. Who's
the same people that do the when they crash going through the drive-through? Remember when they used to go through the drive-through and they're all sitting there stoned? And they run over the kid. That's like, why is this kid so close and by himself? And he was like on a tricycle, bro.
Yeah.
Or a little learning bike.
You think we can find that?
Oh, for sure. I mean, that was like, and they're stoners. They're not even drinking. And it's like, bro, I'm so paranoid when I drive high. I'm so a good driver. I'm like the best driver in the world when I drive just high.
I don't know if I'm gonna be able to find it real quick right now, so I'm not gonna waste time. I'll find that for next episode, and we'll we'll go over it, bro. Listen, we all know, right? Like I've been smoking weed on and off since I'm 13 years old. You know what I mean?
Right.
And as everybody knows, I just turned 35 again.
Happy birthday!
So so 21 years or so, of smoking the marijuana leaf, and I could quit smoking weed tomorrow, still be a drinker, and I would still tell you in the blink of an eye how much less destructive and dangerous marijuana is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, that's for sure. Yeah.
It's the only thing I will say about weed that I don't think people talk about quite enough. Like I believe, like in the whole, like if your kid's gonna drink or smoke, some people just say, listen, I'd rather them smoke in the house or around the house, and like I get this and that too.
No.
But like I don't think people should start smoking weed regularly until they're like fucking maybe 19, 20. For like, sure. Because if you start young, you're scrambling the brain up when it's young, and that's when it's still kind of figuring things out,
And I'd add out of the house.
All right, you chopped up a little just to reset it. So you said like around like 13, 14, you let them start smoking weed in the house a little bit?
15, 16. Yeah, 15, 16, 7, I'd say 16 for sure. And then he was having, like we were taking him to psychiatrists and stuff like that for anxiety issues and this type of stuff, trauma. And I caved, dude. I caved at that age, man. And you're lazy. Kids are lazy at that age. A lot of them, man.
You said it's a crutch. Is that what you said? You broke up a little bit again. You said it's
a
crutch
at that age, in
right?
a way.
Yeah.
Yeah. But again, it's either, taking the depression pills, the whatever they're called. I forget the name, but like the whatever you're giving them, if you're giving them that, like for depression or I forget the name of it, man. Like the major one.
Yeah, antidepressives or like SSRIs, I think they're called. Like Zoloft or like
so you're right, exactly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Bro, to give kids that is ridiculous.
Yeah. Yeah. They gave him
that's
like
last option.
He's good now.
Mental health issues. If you're having mental health issues, man, and I've had plenty in my life, I've never been diagnosed ever with anything. You know what I mean? Right. But I've done enough, diving into my own soul and information and how to classify things to know I got probably a few screws loose.
Yeah.
But it's got to be last resort. You got to try to find yourself first, meditation first, therapy first, exercise. They talk about it all the time, bro. They say that like hard exercise is about or could be as efficient and effective as antidepressants. So whatever you call them.
I agree.
So it's it's wild. All right, so now hold on before we go to this, because what I do want to do is I want to make sure that that we shout out. Being that we're gonna address something a little ridiculous about the video we're about to play. I also want to make sure we give them, give them a little regular shout too. You know what I mean? Because that's the thing, right? You do comedy, you go after everyone. If I see something that's memeable, I'm making a meme. If I see something, that's roastable, I'm roasting it. But none of it's out of hate. None of it's out of like, I'm not trying to hurt nobody. Like, listen, I hope these dudes already got a bunch of views off their music. And listen, I'm not hating on them. I don't mind if they get more, you know what I'm saying? But at the same time, they're completely ridiculous. And this video is absolutely outrageous.
Oh, hold on. Give me 1 sec. Give me 1 sec.
What are you about to go do? My man Dust about to go rub one out. He's confessed to me post-production that he gets a little little turned on when we do the podcast. I told him, listen, I said, it's cool as long as you don't offer me any, favors or anything. So yeah. All right. He's back. Okay. All right. So now this is a video that my boy Crypto Cass sent me. The name of the artist, if anyone actually ever wants to go look it up, I'll put the link in the comments when I re-upload tomorrow, is Little E. It looks like featuring Wakko Dogs, and the name of the song, Wakko, spelled Wakko in true See, now these aren't WHiggaz. We learned a little something about this from an article, and we'll go over that article at some point. But what were they called? What were Latino WHiggaz? I know Chinese WHiggaz were called Chiggas. No, those were Chinese, I think. Those are Chiggas.
Yeah.
Was it Ligas? We'll
it might have been a Liga.
We'll just call them Chiggas for now because I like it because it sounds good. It's like Chicano. You know what I mean? So I think we'll use that. We'll use that. And it's you can't really say anything bad about the CCP or anything like that right now. We love China. Love y'all.
Oh, amen.
Biden.
I got my third shot today, dude. I got my third shot today.
You're only up to your fourth? Your third? Only on
tomorrow.
Third?
Yes, Fox. I'm getting my Delta Fox variant tomorrow.
I'm on 4. I'm on my 4th booster.
Baker's dozen for you.
Yeah. So if you want to be a good American, okay, because what I'm seeing right now and what I'm feeling right now is a bad American on the other side of that camera. You got an American flag up, and you're only on your 3rd vaccination shot. You have to do what you have to do for this country right now. Okay, be a true patriot and go get your 4th ASAP, please. Okay,
I'm going CDC. Right. I'll see you tomorrow.
All right. So just please make sure, man, because I'm getting a little. So anyway, let's check these dudes out. All right. This video has more N-bombs than any DMX song I ever heard. You know what I mean? So let's check this out real quick. And the sponsorship was a little weird, a little spot on the video, but check it out.
Let's get it.
Yo, honestly though, that's pretty dope if they're sponsored by Adobo. Like if they're just where they are in their careers now and they're already sponsored by Goya and Adobo.
Young in the game, bro. Young in the game. Hungry. Yeah.
Respect
all-purpose seasoning. I use it all the time. We'll take that sponsor as well.
Respect my chiga. All right, hold on.
Let's get it.
So obviously, just to put a point on this, I had to bleep out the N-words. So whenever you hear a bleep, it's an N-word. Because now they're demonetizing. Not that we're monetized yet, but we're trying to avoid censorship wherever we can.
Let's get it. Bitch. Everywhere they say Lil E, gotta get straight to the bag. That's for you and me. Ain't no time for wait. I got my 2 or 3, yeah.
3, 4, 5.
But check the jewelry. Smoking weed, took a pause, had to cut off all the quick to jump up on some shit just to see you fall. Yeah, I see you look, and you know who we are. It's everybody. That's when we blew the car. Peep the shit when I crawl. Cooks, fiends, and a frog. Say they do this shit, but really do it for the bras. How you say you getting money? So they took a charge. Then them type of niggas, they be bodies, rats, and them snakes. Click, clack, blow their face. Then the type of ain't no time for waste. Got my 2 or 3, yeah, I see you looking, baby. But check the jewelry. Yeah, everywhere go. They know where daddy dogs. Young little Teddy.
I do want to let's acknowledge where's my brother right here. We gotta acknowledge one thing right here.
Rolling up.
Yeah, there's my boy. We gotta acknowledge my man in the wheelchair.
Yeah.
Which could possibly legitify them. You know what's funny, bro? my girl is so white, right? So like surface of the sun beaming off of snow.
Caucasoid devil.
Strongest rays ever to hit the whitest snow in Antarctica.
Melon farmer.
She's like, oh my God. She's like, don't do this. What if they're gang members and they come and kill him? She's like, oh my God, you can't do that. You can't. What are you doing? So anyway, we're up to 15, I think, and that's like not even a verse and a half in. Hold on. These dudes. Oh wait, gotta get the music back. Where we at?
Dogs, young little Teddy. What's this was for the cause? Cold pills and weed. You know I got it all this year. I wasn't gonna say shit till he picked up that phone and called. R.I.P. the Stain Savage. You know that be my dog. Only fuck with real. Can't never be a fraud. Supposed up on the L block. Pull up on already fucked the host from my side. I fucked the upper bar. Already pulled up in that plane shit. Now it's exotic car. I pull up on the up with bring out all the dogs. We heard.
All right, so that's Little E featuring Wakko Dogs, sponsored by Dobo. They also, it looks like they're their logo, their icon is a lawnmower, and it's like mowing the lawn a little bit. I guess
like yard service. They're also getting in that yard service, bro. I appreciate that. I mean, appreciate that.
It goes along with the theme, you know, because the reason why this video is so ridiculous is because they're dropping N-bombs left and right, and there is not one black dude in this entire video.
No,
there's not even a dark Dominican that could pass. You know what I mean?
And all their beards together just look like you know, they went until they Googled black people's beards and then they cut theirs accordingly.
They went into the barbershop. You know, the barbershop has like all the beards on the wall.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They're like, yo, let me see the slideshow with black beards. You know what I mean? Bro, not one. Look at this. Look at what we're looking at here, right? Not one. We got him. He looks like a straight white boy. And then
the guy in the back, the riffraff without the jewelry, way in the back, right?
Yeah.
He must not have any mix in him. They put the pure white bread guy way. You stand way back there where there's a crawl space.
Yeah.
They got a crawl space here where the lawn equipment must be stored.
And he might have paid for the video. That's the worst part.
Yup.
You know what I mean?
He
might have paid for the video. He might own the landscaping company that you know what? Yeah. Now I'm looking into this and I'm thinking about it. I think I seen the story about this, right? And I'm pretty sure that this is a landscaping crew and they had dreams of being rappers. And that, you know, this guy's the boss. You know, he's actually the son of a prominent landscaper in Ohio, we'll say. And he made their dreams come, bro. But bro, that many N-words and you don't got one brother, not one black dude,
not one.
Not
That's
even
how the world. The world is
Rican?
so comfortable. Every race these days is just very comfortable with using the N-bombs, dude. And it's a whole. Even out here on the West Coast, man. Young Mexican kids that obviously are have been here for generations. They're Mexican Americans. I grew up with them. I can tell, and they're dropping N-bombs just out of hand, bro. Out of hand. I had a guy at the lake. He was yelling it at the lake. I mean, we were way out, bro. We were way out.
You're still talking about GAs though.
You're still saying GA, but you can tell that I can tell. I could just tell that the ER would fly in a minute if he started having a problem with a black kid. He would pull that out of his repertoire, and it would come
naturally,
and it would come out like, you know what I mean, like the word is like it is demeaning, and it would be meant to be like, you know what I mean, like the word is.
I don't think there's anything worse. Like saying the GA is one thing, and we're gonna stay. We talked about this a little bit, but on the layer, I don't want to do it every damn episode, even though original WHiggaz, it makes sense for us to touch on it every episode technically. And look at you got one of the original WHiggaz from Ohio. He got the logo right on his forehead right now. That's perfect, right there.
Oh, straight up. That looks like devil horns, man.
He's not an original though. That's the problem. He's not an original though. This kid's like fourth generation Wigga. Like, you know, you got
he's trying to
credibility. You know what I mean?
He's paying his Wigga dues right now. He's paying them.
His Wigga,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, his Wigga union, his Wigga union dues. You know what I mean? He's paying his Wigga union dues straight up, bro. You know,
this is local 735, man.
Yeah, nah, 730. That means crazy. Yeah. But there's nothing worse than someone who says the GA and also has the ER in their vocabulary.
I've heard it, bro. I've seen kids that you think you meet them when we were younger, and you hear it and you go, oh, damn, bro. And like, you know, when you're a kid, you just meet kids from everywhere that you didn't grow up with. You come across them in the city, wherever, and there was a lot of graffiti crews, and you'd hang out with them for a while, and then you know what I mean, and get up with them or whatever, and then they end up, and then you go, and then a lot of them were Chicano cats, dude. And then hey man, come back, you're cool, man, come back and smoke a joint at the house, at the casa. And then you get back there, and they're just, I mean, you know what the N-bomb in Spanish is, you know, it rhymes with
dick lighter,
it rhymes with Ducati. Only with an M. I think I can spell it. MIATE is the Spanish out here. The Mexican Spanish. Yeah, that means the N bomb in Spanish, like hard. That's like
if you're talking about what would be the N-word version of a Mexican person, is what you're saying?
No, like saying it racially.
Like the Mexican would say it about a black person.
Yes, and we were just hanging out, and we would just be hanging out with some black kids, and we were all mixed and everything. Yeah. And I think you just knowing them, and then you get back to their pad, they invite you back, and you don't know them that much, but you're like, oh, they're all right. We're doing graffiti, start smoking, and then you hear and blah blah blah, and F those,
it's just crazy though, bro, to like I grew up with a lot of those type of kids too. You know what I mean? I grew up with kids that were like psychopath Wutang fans. You know what I mean? Would like worship, like if Method Man walked through the town, they would literally like friggin' cut his toenails while he was walking through. But but if they seen like a random, black person on TV, bro, hard ERs. You know, like we're talking about ers. You know what I mean? Like grr, but er. We're not talking about like we're not talking about like a we're talking about like you're putting emotion into that you know what I mean? But meanwhile, loved hip hop culture, we're obsessed with certain rappers at the time, or this, that, and then it was always mind blowing to me, bro. It was always mind blowing to me.
You're never ready for it either. Even when it comes, I'm always like, because you just, because it's not like you're waiting around waiting for it, but then you hear it and you go, oh man. And you go, damn. And I go, and then you just go, I don't know. There's like 10 of them. I'm not going to be the guy right then to be like, I'm going to, I'm not going to do whatever you call that. I don't know. Like, it's not going to be Dusty's day to stand there and give everybody a fucking, hey, I don't know if that's a good idea, fellas. Hey, fellas, let's stop doing that right now. Okay. How would that make you feel if somebody of another color was saying that about you? And then it just would have been, these were street,
bro,
they were still street kids.
But you know what? Even if it's not street kids, right? It's like, I usually check it. Most of my life I've checked it. But here's also the other thing with it. It's like checking it isn't really going to get you good results for the most part. You know what I mean? Like, what do you think you're going to do? Like, someone's going to say the N-word and you're going to be like, listen, this is not okay. And this is why it's not okay. And they're going to go, you know what? I've said this word all my life. My father taught me this word since I was 3 years old. And I seen him watching the basketball game. And, and now you've been like it's just not going to happen. That's not how it works. People aren't going to change on a dime. I do kind of try to check it, but it's not really. It's not beneficial. It's really not. It's sad.
It is. You just hopefully later, maybe they were saying. Then again, they might have just been taught it from their parents, dude, and they grew out of it as well. And that's the way I like to. That's the way I like to think about it. I like to think that they. Because what else I got? All
right. So this actually goes into this. There's the viral video. I'm sure some people seen it at the Steelers game, I believe it was. And one thing I will say about this video, very happy to not hear a single N-word. Not one N-word. You know what I mean?
I agree. I was ready for that. I was watching it and I was like, oh, it's coming.
So let's
especially
check this.
From the female.
Oh. Okay, for those listening, it's the viral video going around at I believe the Steelers game or something along those lines. Black dude arguing with a chick. Chick just slaps him. Now the husband very reluctantly gets up, very frail, trying to stand up for his wife. And we'll go.
Man.
Black dude threw a sloppy punch though. The first one was sloppy. If white boy could fight, he could have caught him based off that. His first one at the dude, look at this, super sloppy, right? Super sloppy, no form. right? Then he takes a little swipe at the wife, and then he got the husband now. You got him lined up. Bang, bang, bang. Oh, sleeping. We put dude to sleep.
I wish that he would could have been a learning moment where he could have just told his girl, okay, then you fight him. And just you fight him. You want to act like a man, and you're talking all this, which if we saw the whole thing, it would, let's say that she was obviously right now it looks like she's 100% wrong, but even if you see the full thing in context, you can tell she's smosh drunk, bro. Just let you fight him. I'm not doing this, man.
Well,
I'm not doing this.
You fight him, or the real thing that should happen, and this isn't toxic masculine or anything else, is check your woman. Just like a man needs to be checked sometimes, you check your damn woman. And you say, sit your ass down. You go, bro, my bad. She's drunk, But instead, because you could tell this dude for sure, first of all, once he gets his hat knocked off, you can see he's probably can't be over like 25, 30, and he's bald. You know what I mean? He's balding already. He looks like he takes a bath in vegan, chestnut oil or something. And then, but this is where it gets bad for him, right? Look at this at the end, bro. Look at him. Sit down. Look at him. The wife is literally sitting this man down, screaming, bro. This guy, right? If he struggled being respected in his relationship before this,
oh yeah,
it's over for him.
It's sad, bro. That was sad.
It's over for him. But it's no N-words.
He deserves it. I shouldn't say he deserves it, but he hopefully he'll learn and break up with this cunt here.
Yeah.
And move on, man.
What if they have kids, man? I wonder.
Oh, lock them in for 18.
You think they got kids? What do you think, bro? What do you think about these two? Let's judge them from their drunkenness. I get possible vibes of them having children. Yeah. But I'll say this, black dude also showed a lot of restraint because he didn't, he kind of threw some weird punches at her. Yeah. But you could tell he was holding back. He wasn't like once he started fighting the husband, you could see he was letting it go to try to put him to sleep.
Yeah.
With her, he was more just trying to let's get out of here. You know what I mean?
Yeah. You see at the end, look at the end right there when she's telling him, put him in his place. Look right. Yeah. Right there. Look, she's still trying to get around.
Yeah.
To get, I don't know, to get him in trouble or something, or make up a lie.
Let's see. She sits him down.
Look at the visceral on her mouth, bro. When she's talking to her husband.
She's still all rabid. She's rabid right now, bro.
She's saying sit down just with,
vitriol.
And he looked like, it looked like he was trying to say, hey, dude, you get your girl. Did you see that?
Yeah.
It looks like he's saying, he's going, hey, dude.
You could tell that this black dude wanted no part of anything physical or nothing crazy.
Right. Yeah, right before that, he's going
to get beat up. Look, he holds back. He was about to pop her. He held back. Then he gave her a body shot, maybe pushed her. Then if you actually look, the white boy landed one punch though, I think.
Yeah.
I think he landed one punch right here. Right here, catches him with one right here. Decent. It was decent.
Yeah.
It was decent. And then black, but
bounced his head off the fucking beer can, dude.
He recovered. He wasn't throwing great punches, but he got 2-3 that were perfect down the pipe.
Yeah, that last one right there, he was falling forward on the knockout shot.
Yeah,
if you see,
yeah,
it was beautiful. I give him all. I mean, that was perfect. That slow mo need Joe Rogan.
Was great. The knockout was great right here. Bang, bang.
It's like in MMA when they put the guy out and then they do one more or two more and the head bounces off the canvas.
Yeah, before the ref gets in, they get a couple in for for good measure. So what do you think in a situation like that? I mean, listen, I wonder how I would feel if black dude went hard on the Karen, if he went hard on her and knocked her out. Is it acceptable being that she slapped him? How you feel about that?
Oh yeah,
I think so too.
If he would have put if you put hands on a man and it's like what we see.
Yeah, in that situation, yeah.
Listen, man, I'm all about that even Steven.
Yeah, I think I agree. I do like that he showed a lot more restraint though.
Of
with her.
course.
I like that part of it. You know what I mean? You know?
I don't want to see anybody get killed or hurt, but if it's I can't do anything about this, and it looks like he tried all the restraint he could.
Yeah.
And I have been in situations with females that they're gonna put hands on you, and and in public like that, where you're like at a football game and you're drawing that much attention, and then did you hear the sound of it? I mean, it was so loud.
It was a nice slap. It was a nice slap.
I think it might.
Slap.
I bet if we were around it even caught her off guard when she lands.
She's like, "Oh, that was a good one." You know what I mean? She's like, "I don't usually slap my husband that good. That was decent."
I don't even think in their woman mind that they go, "What's going to happen from here after I do?" Because I really don't think that because they know we're brought up and we know A, B, and C, D leads to E, F, G.
Yeah.
If I don't size this up and assess the whole situation, I could may well be getting mashed out on the ground.
Exactly. Stomped.
And nobody coming forever. And I just get left with the dirty beer and the gum on the ground, and I wake up and I piss myself. And Dusty loser has to also walk home. And it's like,
yeah, I've definitely there's no question I've lost my temper with women in the past. There's no doubt about it. Especially when I was young, I made mistakes a few times. You know what I mean? But it was always in response that I didn't have control over my human emotions when I was young. I was like a damn near alcoholic, fucking, maniac. I demand respect. You know what I mean? Like all that dumb shit. And now I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just leave. I'm gonna walk downstairs. I'm gonna go downstairs. You know what I mean? Like, I'm gonna get the fuck away from you.
I got cornered in my own by my cousin, and she was a drug addict, and all of a sudden she showed up at my house in Florida, bro. And I told her to leave. I was like, "You can't be here. You got like 5 kids. You're like, where's your kids? Like, go home." She came from California to Florida, bro, and just showed up like, "I'm gonna live here."
Oh, and she was I thought like the way you said it. I thought like she took a flight to come beat your ass for something. The way you was
no,
like,
she just showed up, dog. She just is like, I'm living here because this is I'm just gonna make myself comfortable, you little punk.
Yeah,
and I was like,
she was like Debo-ing. She was like Debo in your house.
Yeah, and I'm like, you have children. You have like 5 kids. She had 5 kids by the time she was 19.
Yeah.
And I mean, shitty childhood. I'll give her that, but you don't just cut and run.
5
I mean,
kids by 19, bro.
And then and then to show up at my house. And I was trying to get her to exit. She was smashed. It was like she kept, my wife kept going, "Oh, she's gonna leave." Every night I'd come home from work just tired, and she's there just drunk, bringing dudes over. There's people outside. She's a good looking girl, big old rack, half Irish, half Mexican dude, big old titties.
Is she the cousin? Is she the cousin you would have banged if the opportunity came?
Oh, hands down.
Hands down. Is that cousin?
No, I mean, no questions asked. We played a little bit when we were littler, for sure. I mean, and it was like, and we were in Florida, so it was like, but she was already, when it was younger, you're like, I didn't really know her like that. We didn't grow up together. So I'd just come visit my grandma's house, and it's little big, big swole mammary gland Lisa with her little, you know what I mean? And I'm like, oh, if she'd have made the move, I would have just let it.
Was she first cousin? What were we talking about?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah, she was my aunt's. Yeah, my aunt's, it would have been my biological dad, Billy G. It was his sister, Cindy.
Babies would have came out like the Ghoulies. Remember the Ghoulies?
Yeah. Oh, and it would have happened too, bro. Yeah, the toilet bowl with the ghoulie. Yes.
Yeah. I'll add that on the post. You know what I mean?
And it definitely would have been, a kid because she had kids, like 5 kids.
She was fertile. 5 kids by 19. That's the wrong cousin. If you're gonna decide to cross that line, that's like the worst. You don't bang the fertile cousin. You know what I mean? You gotta look for the, you gotta look for the chick that's like, she's going to get her eggs checked. You know what I mean? That's the cousin you want to look for. You know what I mean? You know what I'm
saying? But drug methamphetamine at an early age, just wilding. I mean, it was a real parents never in and out of jail. Her died. They both died, just like my parents ended up dying heroin overdoses. It was all bad. Raised by grandma. So I mean, you understand the outcome, but like at a certain time, at the same time though, when you become 19, 20, when she showed up and you got 5 kids, you're like, come on, lady. You know that's wrong. You don't want the same thing to happen to you that happened to you to happen to your kids, right?
You know how it goes, man. When it comes to traumatic childhoods, whether it's from parents or this or that or whatever it might be, often it's either the exact path or the polar opposite path. Some end in the middle, some end up in the middle. You know what I mean? I probably ended up in the middle, like more. You know what I mean? Where like. I came back, but I definitely didn't go straight and narrow. And thank God I also didn't go, crack fiend. You know what I'm saying? But that's, unfortunately, that's a sad reality, bro. It's like most people who have had trauma, not most. Let me rephrase that. Go back to what I originally said. Most people who had trauma, they either go one way or the other. Usually they go full scale. They're amazing, organized, responsible people who don't even touch drugs or this or that or nothing. Or they end up fucking, with 5 kids and maybe an Uncle Dust incest baby. You know what I mean? Like that's just how it goes. You know what I mean?
Smoking.
Bro, I had a cousin that I must have been like 8, maybe 7, 8. Bro, I didn't know shit about nothing. I never thought about kissing. You know what I mean? I probably barely even had a couple, little hard-ons at that point. And I remember she slept over, bro. And I would never out her or say nothing that, bro. She slept over, trying to teach me how to kiss and roll around the bed with me and this, that. And I'm the young one. I'm 7, 8. She's like 11, 12. You know what I mean? So I don't even know what's wrong about this. I'm just like, oh, this is the first time my weenie's doing something. You know what I mean? Like, what's this weenie thing? I have 3.5 for the first time. So, and nothing really, thank God nothing major happened. And it was only like that one time and this, that. But it's like, you also got to wonder, like, what the hell was she going through at that point in her life that she's initiating this, that my cousin would actually even try to initiate something crazy like that. You know what I mean? Like, and she came from good family, so it's fucking weird, man.
Some just got the juices flowing like overtime, man. And
they're like men. Some women are like men. They're just like horny all the time.
Yeah,
you know what
bro.
I mean?
We all knew younger girls when me and you were 12, 13, 14 that started banging like older dudes. And when I mean older, like say 18, 19, and they were the aggressor.
22s, even 22s, you know what I mean? Like
and they were the aggressor. Like
the girls would chase the older dudes.
Yes.
Yeah. It doesn't take away from the older dudes being no good or anything like that. But you're absolutely right, bro. I've seen a lot of situations like that. And even with high school, you'd get the girls 14, 15, 16. Some dudes coming to pick them up in a car. You know what I mean? And we're not talking about like a 20-year-old. We're talking about like 25-year-olds picking up 16-year-olds. How many of those you seen coming up? And that's, and that's what I try to tell people. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's like, what R. Kelly did is horrible. What Elvis did back in the day is also, if you look at it, right, 1959. But you can't compare 1959 to 1996, and you can't compare 1986 to 96, or now to 2050, 2070, when they look back on us like we were heathens. Oh, they still did this. They still did that. It's like, like, unfortunately, the times you're growing up in, you're a product of what's going on at that time, whether it's racism, whether it's, more acceptance with, but I know girls that their dad knew that a 24-year-old was picking them up from high school. You know what I mean? And it was like, just, okay, Like what?
Yeah. I had a neighbor that was pregnant and she was like 19, 20, and I was like 14. I was 15. And when her husband would leave, young married couple lived next to my mom in Hesperia, California, the high desert of straight incest and meth.
Incest and meth. Yeah. I used to call meth hot weather crack because it was like crack over here, and then it was the meth on the West Coast. It was always like fucking same type of shit.
And she would come over, bro, and my mom sold me out, dude. And like she came over and like talked my mom into letting me spend the night. I didn't want to.
Yeah.
And like I straight up, dude, little red had to go. And I was like, of course, like I climbed into the bed. She had her pregnant belly was out, and I was like, you know what I mean? And I was like,
bro.
But she had a grown man husband that like left for work on the road. Was like, matter of fact, he hired me for a job, like a month later
to bang his wife.
He never said anything.
He's like, I got a job for you, and you're like, yeah, I already did that last week, bud.
I could have got killed.
Yeah.
He could have just smashed. I could have and not known any better because I didn't know the implications of like that. Really, that heaviness of being with a man's wife. Yeah. Like it's a little different than childhood games when you're 14, 15, and like try to make a move on your somebody your age's girl. That it's
pregnant too.
Yeah,
just to like top it off. You know what I mean? Like, and she made it happen. Like yo went full scale.
She tried. I mean, I didn't bust her. I didn't bone. Okay. But like in her bed, like rubbing my shit. And I mean, she was older. Like she was definitely 21, like 21 ish.
And you were what?
Probably maybe even older. But it was just weird, man.
And how old were you? 14.
I was like 15 because he hired me.
That's almost kind of acceptable.
I don't think I'm a victim. I'm not like saying I'm a victim. I like. It was fine, and I wish I would have smashed it's still looking back.
So here's my question: what when we're talking about because there's all different levels of TPT, of trailer park trash, right? So what level of like TPT are we talking? Are we talking like barefoot and pregnant, meth habit? Are we talking like older TPT? Little roast beef. She's already roast beefing a little bit.
Yeah,
Has
roast
3
beef
kids in the house. Another one on the way.
No kids. No kids already.
Roast beefing already.
I was more referencing. Yeah, the roast beef was definitely because I was rubbing it. I was like rubbing it. And I didn't know quite what to do because I was like maybe one. I think was I a virgin? I might have been a virgin at the time, bro.
Yeah, you were probably busting. You probably touched your shit.
I was
American Pie. You know what I mean? Type.
Yeah. Maybe she was just. I think she was just getting off on. You know what I mean? A young. That idea of innocence,
of course,
kind of, and like you know what I mean, like where she had me, bro. Like I wasn't going nowhere. Like I was just gonna be there laying.
Yeah,
what do you want from me?
Dominatrix in you to a degree. You know what I mean? Like,
yes.
Without the abuse part, but you know what I mean? Same type of.
Yeah.
Yeah. Same type of thing.
But the guy ended up giving me a job, dude. Took me on the road cutting cutting like country roads, like way out in the middle of nowhere. We go and like hacking up
trees
shit that was hanging on hanging on the electrical poles for the county.
They would. Was it for Asplund?
I don't know what company it was for.
It wasn't a big orange truck, right?
No. What? It was white.
That's a big company.
I know what you're talking about. It wasn't them. Did you work for them?
I did some side work with guys that worked for them. Like they would do side work on the weekends, but they'd have the truck. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, and then, nice. Nothing better.
Labor.
Nothing better than having access to that truck, bro.
That's one of the hardest fucking, like when you talk about the big trees, I'm not talking about the branches and shit, but when you're taking down full trees, tree removal is one of the hardest jobs, bro. It's up there.
Oh, we didn't have to do full nothing.
Oh man.
Well, if they did, I didn't have to.
A piece of tree like this, you know what I mean? Bro, you know it's really hard to like put your hands in the camera the right way, like when it's opposite. It's like fucking me up. It should make me dizzy. Focus. But like a piece of tree like this that ain't even that big, you'll end up with like 70, 80 pounds. You know what I mean, bro? Like you had to like cut the pieces up in a certain, certain size just to be able to move them, bro. Them things were crazy. All right, so let's watch. We got a couple more things to watch, and we'll wrap it up in probably 10 or so. Let's watch.
This room is so hot, bro.
Let's watch 2 videos. Right, we'll watch one, talk about it, then watch the other one, and let's pay attention to the ridiculousness and the hypocrisy of politics in this country. All right, we'll go from one to the other. One's hypocrisy driven, more kind of ridiculous. The other one's more ridiculous. You know what I mean? We'll start with Kayleigh, whatever her name is. What's her last name? Kayleigh McKinney, whatever her name is. She was the press secretary for Trump. The little hot blonde.
I know nothing about. I know
She's,
that
bro.
Joe Biden's the president, and I'm appreciating that because I voted 17 times for him. That's
Biden. Yeah. Like I wanted Biden to win so bad that I actually dug up fingerprints from like 15 of my relatives. So when they say that's a conspiracy, I promise you it's not. Like 7 Wagners voted that are already in the ground. Let's not get it twisted here. All right. And by the way, get vaccinated and get your in order to listen to this podcast from now on. I want to see a vaccination card. I'm going to make this podcast private. I don't care if we get 5 viewers. Okay.
Yes.
But I want all 5 viewers to be fully vaccinated. Okay. All right. So let's go to Kayleigh here.
Right. We are 8.
Let's think about how ridiculous this statement is with visual aid.
Right. We are 8 months into a Biden presidency, Jesse. Wrap your head around that. We still have 3 years and 4 months left. Look, when President Trump was president, you didn't see crisis after crisis. You just didn't see it.
Oh, for real? Okay.
It's just a sad butterfly eye lady.
So we didn't see the migrant caravan when Trump was in. We didn't see Charlottesville. We didn't see the 2020 riots. We didn't see Trump call coronavirus the new hoax. Whether or not you believe in coronavirus fully or not, we know it's not a hoax, obviously. We didn't see the January 6th riots. And now listen, let's be clear. Biden is the greatest president ever. Flip that around, okay? Trust me, I'm aware of Mr. Biden's, what do they say, failures or, his early failures so far.
Shortcomings.
And his shortcomings, exactly. And I'm aware that you have a problem understanding an almost 80-year-old man who could barely speak. I personally don't, because, I speak. Biden, like when he speaks, it's like he don't even have to speak. It's almost like, like the aliens and
telepathy, bro.
Yeah,
telepathy.
Like I just know Biden is saying because he's just so amazing. If you can listen to her say that with a straight face and believe what she's saying to be true, then that's the problem with America. Okay, for those just listening, we have a very proud member of the cave diving ilk. And I'm proud of him for being proud. And he has on amazing long nails. Okay. And
beautiful,
saying
sexy.
A day in my life as a White House intern. And this is him going around the White House. I guess he was invited in because it's very important for us to focus on things like this right now. Like, listen, Afghanistan, right? Gas. Glass. Tomato. We don't got to worry about those things, but this is important. So let's watch this.
Hi.
We did a joke. Hey everyone, vote.
Usually I start off with a big coffee. Sorry, they're like really strict in here.
Man, who's that redhead?
Sitting at so that redhead, I forgot her last name. I think her first name is Jen. She's the version, like the blonde-headed girl that was just talking, that used to be the press, the person that would talk to the press for Trump. She's that for Biden. So she's the one who gets at the, stands at the podium and lies for Biden, like the other one used to lie for Trump. Like she'll be on CNN after Biden's done,
She's got weathered rubbery skin.
Like she would have to win a Ginger Award, right?
Is that real red hair though?
Is that real red skin? I
don't think so. It's makeup, bro. She's got a lot of makeup on too. No redheads that tan.
So you're calling her out. You don't think this is a legit ginger?
I'm calling you out, Mrs. What's her name?
Jen something.
Called out. The real fire crotch, dude. is calling you out, lady. Show us your bush. I'm not trusting the eyes being a real ginger snapper, bro. Irish potato.
I'm gonna do a deep dive on this, and when I do a deep dive on this, I'll probably come back with some videos about like pole voting lesbians, because that's what happens when I look up videos. I don't know what the hell. What the hell do I got dust search history? What's going on?
I'm gonna stop. They need to stop food porn, man, because they're pulling it up on my feed, man. You notice how I don't know what you use to search, but I use XNXX, and they're starting to know me. But they're also throwing like one or two in, almost like highlights. Remember the Highlights magazine where they were like, which one doesn't belong? You'll be scrolling through, dude, and it's like MILF, FFM, you know, anal, blah blah blah, and then it's like all of a sudden, dudes, and I'm like, what? That's not. And I'm like, okay, and then also scroll, and they got spaghetti, bro, spaghetti.
Well, like people like having like intercourse with spaghetti.
Yeah.
Okay. Time out. We all know about your video you just put on Instagram with spaghetti on the floor. Things are kind of, well, bro. I don't know, Dust. Things are getting a little weird. You put a video up with spaghetti on the floor. You said your dog threw it up. Okay. Now, I think I'm gonna have to do a deep dive on this too and make a conspiracy.
I'm telling you, man. But what's the most less attractive food to go into any thing that you would want to see anything go into would spaghetti? Be. Is there anything worse, bro?
Especially meat sauce. You know what I mean? Imagine
noodles.
like some thick meat, like maybe some vodka sauce, got a little heavy cream in it, a little smoother. I don't know. You know, you might be able to work, but you know,
super cheap. You know, they're buying the cheap stuff. They're not buying the good sauce or like a chef making it.
Yeah, that's not no Emilio Lagasse, whatever the hell his name is. That's some
no Liguria or fettuccine but it's a bunch of noodles, man, and it's just.
So let me ask you this now: did you just see this highlight and skip on by, or were you like,
I thought about it. Well, I looked at the thumbnail because the thumbnail loads and it gives you a couple, and then I kept on. You know what I mean? I went to my favorite shout out Private Society in Missouri. I found
Private Society. Okay.
Oh, Private Society is dropping some gems, bro.
That's the link. You know, but that's why they do it though, right? They throw some weird stuff in there just to see. You know what I mean? It's like advertising. It's like anything else. Like if you're shopping for fucking, you know, if you're shopping for headphones, you know, they might throw in, I don't know, a microphone. You know, so it's still relative. You know what I mean? Like, you know, it's not like you were looking at porn and then they like, you know, tried giving you like a cooking recipe. You know what I mean? Like they're just like, hey, how about this? How about this?
That's what I'm saying. They know me. They're like, let's see how far we can push this ginger. That, you know, let's see how far we can get him into the fetish or zone of watching. And I'm like, you guys know me. You guys know what I watch. If they dump my profile online and everybody looked at it, they'd be like, what? Checks out.
Yeah. They wouldn't be too confused.
We didn't think the Dust was not watching that. I mean,
Here's my question. All right. So we know that you're famous for the M. See, everybody, I'm saying M, not N. Let's be clear. I don't want to say what they are. Little people. We know you're famous for for putting little people videos up on your Instagram. Is that legitimately like a fetish of yours when it comes to watching stuff, or is that just something you do comedically?
Yeah, just comedically.
Okay,
I did.
I was wondering. You know
I was early. And this is just like what we're talking about, where they put something in your feed that you didn't know whether you like it or not. Now you know it's there.
Yeah.
Where when I was younger, you know how I used to go to when they started selling them selling the tapes at the liquor store.
Yeah.
They sold VHS tapes. They started selling 4-hour joints.
Girls in Love. Girls in Love. Shout out Girls in Love. If you Google it, you will find it. It's like the first by mistake porno I ever seen in the VCR. Like I put it on one day. It's just like girls in a hot tub and shit. But anyway, shout out Girls in Love, 1986.
Shout out Girls in Love, man. We're all about that. If you want a sponsor, we need a sponsor.
Yeah.
And beggars can't be choosers. YouTube, just remember when you're analyzing this that I got my 7th and 8th shot today from the CDC guidelines, and I am driving people.
See that. You got three shots while we were on just now, right? I seen a couple like.
A lot of people thought I went to get a beer. I didn't go get a beer. This is just to keep up with my image. I went and got. I have a guy that comes to the door every hour on the hour, gives me a shot. I want people to be able to, choose what they want to do, and in that aspect where it's. I don't know. I don't want to.
I mean, that's where I'm at. That's where I'm at too. You know what I mean? I fully support people getting vaccinated, and I fully support if people aren't comfortable. You got to do what you got to do. But that's satire. What I really think is obviously everyone should be vaccinated, and if you're not vaccinated, being deported should be on the table. That's the point I'm at.
Yeah, definitely. I think they should pick up your kids too and beat you in front of them.
I think deportation, right? And you bring up a good point. Take the kids, sell the kids for money to vaccinate the countries that need it. That's what I think.
Yes.
That makes total sense to me.
100% agreed.
So when we go talk to the socialist communist board tomorrow, I think we should bring that to the table. Matter of fact, you know what? If you don't agree with socialism, I'll go ahead and say it. You're not a patriot. You're not a real American.
I had relatives die for this. So we could have communism in this country.
Exactly.
And we are making this happen today.
Exactly. And forced vaccine. Like, that's the reason they gave their life. So at some point, right? At some point, this government could force you to be vaccinated, right? Could force you to have to give your money to the government. This is what it's about, to approve date rape drugs. This is why veterans fought for this country. So our government could spy on us and do all of these things. That's real patriotism. And anybody who doesn't agree with it, man, I really
leave the country.
That's it.
Leave the country.
All right. Anybody watching, we're 100% serious about this, and this is not satirical. Go get vaccinated. All right. And the next time you even think about listening to this or going on any of my social platforms, you email me a copy of your vaccination card first. If you have any topics, any videos, any articles, anything you want us to react to, email us at 2honkies@gmail.com. Much love to everybody. Let people laugh. Let people do what they want to do, man. Support your fellow Americans and cut the nonsense. Proof of vaccination or get on out of here.